Hey everyone, and this is Kyle once again, and now it's that time now. It's time for my yearly Q&A, answering your guys' questions. And it seems like I got a pretty, despite I have 3 questions though, but I guess still a pretty long list though, because a lot of you guys really want your questions to be answered, so I guess this is going to be another 2-parter, or try to get this all done in one pretty long video. So we'll see. So how this goes. But yeah. So let's see here. Who do I want to pick first? Looking down some of the list. Okay. So the first one I will pick is at elconkle, if I mispronounce your name. At elconkle has 3 questions, because I said 3 questions. So his questions are, what are your thoughts on Inside Out 2? So Inside Out 2, the first film I liked. You know, take on what's going on inside your head and all these emotions. Basically, control these different types of emotions that controls your feelings. You know, so of course there was that to a lot of people, it was a sad moment for forget that one character that died in that pit. You know, but it's not one of my favorite Pixar movies. It's not by far, and I did not mind the first film, though. I did not. I thought the voice actors did their jobs well, especially Amy Poehler, you know, from which I like her as Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, right? I thought she did a good job as the lead one. She's the one. She's happy, I think. But Inside Out 2, my thoughts on. Well, already the film has already been such a mega smash hit. Already grossed $1,440,000,000 worldwide. I'm like, damn, you know. Didn't expect it to be that huge. But my thoughts on the second film altogether. If I see it, maybe I wouldn't mind it though, but it's not a film that I wouldn't want to watch right away. I wouldn't. I mean, the thing is, though, Disney has been on a downward spiral for the past couple of years, you know. Other than this film, they've probably redeemed Pixar, though, yes, box office wise, but the past track record has not been that great. It hasn't. So yeah, maybe this is the film. If I do see it, maybe I don't mind it though, but I wouldn't hold my breath yet, because like I said, their past animated films have bombed badly. I mean, Wish bombed, Strange World bombed badly, Lightyear, Elemental was overall didn't perform well, you know. So yeah, their animated films have bombed badly recently over the past couple of years. So this film, yeah, box office wise, it redeemed it, yes. But I'll give my thoughts on it later down the road. If I review the first film, then I'll have to review the second film. But that's going to be sometime later in the future. So number 1, number 2, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Beetlejuice 2? Okay, I enjoyed the first Beetlejuice. I thought Michael Keaton does a good job as Beetlejuice, despite he's the titular character, and he has on screen time. He's like what 15 minutes at most. I still think he does a good job as Beetlejuice. I think Tim Burton did a good job, you know, as well, and Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, Jeffrey Jones, Catherine O'Hara, even Winona Ryder. Some good practical effects and makeup effects as well. Now, Inside Out 2, Beetlejuice 2. I know Tim Burton comes back to the direct, and Michael Keaton comes back as Beetlejuice, same as Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder. And now they have Jenna Ortega, which Tim Burton used recently at the first half of this season of Wednesday, which Jenna Ortega plays as. Although I did not care for her at all in the new Scream movies. I thought never get a rat's ass about her character and her sister character as well. to me, she was better off playing Wednesday, which I think she did better, perform better there. But her in this, she's the daughter of Winona Ryder and the granddaughter of Catherine O'Hara. I don't know. Maybe it'll surprise me, maybe, because recently, you know, some of sequels that have come out decades later have surprised me. I mean, the third Bad Boys for Life surprised me back in 2020. Although I've not seen the fourth one yet, so wait on that, though. But Beverly Hills Cop 4 surprised me. That was, like, decades later. So, well, Beetlejuice 2, I'll have to wait and see on that because, like I said, I always want to be surprised, though. Beverly Hills Cop surprised me this year, you know. To me, it's one of my favorite films of this year. Probably my top 3. And I reviewed that. Like, so yes, certain films that can come out a lot of years later, or decades later, can work, though. So, if Beverly Hills Cop 4 can surprise me, maybe Beetlejuice 2, so we'll see. And your third question is, will you rant on Twisters 2? Well, or you could call it Twisters, but yeah. I'm indifferent on this one, because this film got praise, you know. This film got praise, and it did have a big opening weekend. Now, well, does a whole canon of the first film? No, it doesn't. Because, you know, no Bill Paxton, that kind of hurts the movie a lot. Rest in peace to Bill Paxton, you know. So you have a standalone, it's a standalone sequel with a completely set of different characters. It's not related to the characters in the first movie. Although I heard that, except for that Bill Paxton's son has a cameo in it, though, but probably not related to the other characters, so. But, well, you'll have to wait and see on that video. So, hey, it may be a rant or not be a rant, so you have to wait and see on that, though. Although I do, if I do, the better one that I had related with tornadoes that I did enjoy, and that was 10 years ago, and that was 2014, that was Into the Storm. That was a film I did like, you know, so, Into the Storm. So, well, I say it'd be better than Twisters, maybe, yeah. Probably, yeah. But you'll have to wait and see on that video, though. So, yeah, but at elconkle, thank you for your questions. Let's see here. This one here. Oh, I always get confused because all these names have at them, you know. So, sorry. So it's elconkle, not at elconkle, because all the names here have at in front of them. So, sorry for any of this. So, for the first one. So, elconkle, thank you for your questions. So, let's see here. Your next one I'll pick is Alter Ego Bro 4826. So, Alter Ego Bro 4826, your questions are: 1. Thoughts on Spaceballs 2? No. Because what made the first film... Because Spaceballs is pretty much my one of two all-time favorite comedy movies. I love Spaceballs, and especially the past recent years of them trying to do spoof movies have failed miserably, especially from the mid 2000s to the early 2010s. Really, they all have fallen flat on their face, and they're very shitty. You know, epic movie, disaster movie, date movie, teen movie. Another teen movie, or Meet the Spartans, Meet the Blacks. All these parodies, they don't work nowadays because it's so crappy and shitty, and they've all been panned by critics. Even if Mel Brooks comes back to direct the sequel, even if you bring Bill Pullman, Rick Moranis, I don't think so, because he's been retired for a long time. I don't think he's not going to come out right now to do a Spaceball 2 as Dark Helmet. As much I love his character of Dark Helmet, he was the best part of the movie for me. He got the most laughs out of me for that. I love Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet, you know? As much as I will like that character, I don't think that he's not going to come out of retirement just to do that character. Or, Joan Rivers has passed away as Dot. So is Dick Van Patten as, King Roland, John Candy's passed away. Daphne's Zenen, if I mispronounced the last name, she's still alive, but a lot of the characters, and Mel Brooks, he's in his 90s now, you know. Some of these characters are dead now. These actors are dead. Spaceball 2 would not work anyway without these characters that made the film work. You know, got the laughs out, especially like I said, Merc Moranis, John Candy as well. Rest in peace, John Candy. Spaceball 2 will not work. That's my thoughts. Spaceball 2 now will not work. Even if it's over decades later and some of the actors are dead, it will not work. Sad to say. Especially when the recent track records of the past 15 or so years of spoof movies, it will not work today. Sad, I'm sorry to say. Question number 2. Do you think the upcoming? I think you meant to say, what do you think of the upcoming reboot of Gumby will suck? To be perfectly honest, I didn't grow up with Gumby. I know the character. I've seen bits of Gumby here and there on TV when I was a kid, though. I didn't fully get into Gumby. And which I do appreciate the stop motion animation, I do. Would a reboot will suck? That's hard for me to say because I just never got into Gumby, you know, so I can never say will reboots suck. I can't really say. Because like I said, I didn't get fully invested in Gumby. So I can't really say a reboot will suck. I mean, yeah, like I said, majority of reboots nowadays do suck, you know, but there's been a few diamonds in the rough there, so I can't fully say if a reboot of Gumby will suck because I didn't fully grow up with the character. So I can't fully say on that though, on that front. And your third question is, which show do you think should end? Rick and Morty or Family Guy? Well, personally, I never got into Rick and Morty, but personally, I was never a fan of Family Guy, so I think Family Guy's been on for, like with South Park, been on for like decades now, so if I were to pick what show should end, I would say Family Guy. Because Rick and Morty has been fairly new for the past... When did Rick and Morty start? It had to be like before, after 2010. Because I know they were around 2019. I know 2017. So they've been fairly new for quite some time. If I had to pick what show should end, I would say Family Guy, because I never was a Family Guy. I never was. So, if I would pick, I would rather pick Family Guy. And you had a fourth question, which, okay. Everyone had 3 questions, so I'll let you slide on the fourth one. So your fourth one was thoughts on the possibility of The Collector 3 going back into production. The Collector 3. Here's my thoughts. There's my thoughts, alright? I thought they canceled that third movie, which I'm like, yes, please. Because I enjoy both films, The Collector and The Collection. The Collection ended it perfectly. To me, it ended it perfectly because Josh Stewart, you know, it's rarely that, you know, we have a guy who was the lead in the horror film rather than some final girl, right? And him getting his revenge at the end at the Collector, have pointing the gun to him, like when the first time the Collector actually speaks, like, "Are you here to kill me?" And then Josh Stewart's like, "No, that would be too nice. First, I'm gonna make you feel everything that I felt, and then I'm gonna kill you, just so that you don't have to hurt anyone." Then he hits him in the face with a gun, and then sends him back into that red trunk that he put him in, and then slams his fingers like he did with him, and says, "Fuck you! Fuck you!" That ended it perfectly, you know? And when I did hear there was a third film going to be made, was it called The Collected? I'm like, I was already calling out on that bullshit already. If they do a third film, they're going to kill Josh Stewart. And it's got is going to completely butcher, fuck over what he went through in the first two movies, and especially the ending of the collection. I guarantee it, they're going to fuck that up and kill him, you know, and completely ruin everything. That's what they always do nowadays with sequels. They don't. Well, actually, they don't, because sometimes they don't do that. Like with the Jurassic World trilogy, right? With Jurassic World Dominion, they didn't kill off Dr. Grant, Ellie Sattler, or Ian Malcolm. They didn't kill those characters off, which I do appreciate, because I enjoy those characters. Unlike with the Disney Star Wars, where they killed the original trio, they completely fucked them over in 3 ways till Sunday. And I guarantee you, I guarantee when I heard about this, they were gonna fuck over Josh Stewart, Arkin, his character, Arkin. And yes, Tom Atkins is gonna be in. Okay, cool. I like Tom Atkins from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, from the Night of the Creeps. He was in the first Lethal Weapon, the Maniac Cop. I like Tom Atkins as an actor. Yeah, okay, cool. He's doing something he hasn't done God knows how long though, but still. And now I hear this now. Now you tell me this Collector 3 is going back to production. I'm like, great. I'm calling you out right now. They're gonna fuck over Josh Stewart. They're gonna kill him off. I guarantee it. Ruin the ending of the second film, which ended perfectly. I better stop now, otherwise I'm gonna get all pissed off, you know. Because I really enjoyed the first 2 movies, and I loved the second film, especially the ending. And especially that good score when he was fighting back at the Collector with that out of the furnace, you know. That good piece of score that was during that when he was fighting him, you know. For the good piece of music from Charlie Clouser. If you say some of this back in production, I'm great. I'm gonna be more pissed off now. Great, thank you for that. Nah, it's not your fault though. But just hearing about that just makes me pissed off now. But Alter Ego Bro 4826, thank you for your questions anyway. This one's a real simple one. This person only has one question, and that is Jess 19908 880. Jess 199.80. There you go. You only have one question, and which kind of surprised me. You're asking is, can you review Pokemon Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel? That's the one Pokemon movie that you missed to review. That's the last one of the main seasons. I did. And I looked up my list of Pokemon movies I did. I reviewed all of those movies, and it turns out I didn't review it. Huh. Surprisingly, I did not review that one. I thought I did. I reviewed all those movies, and apparently somehow I missed that one. Well, now that you brought it up, I guess we'll have to review, because to complete the whole thing, even though it's been years since I reviewed the movies. So yeah, I guess I'll have to review it sometime, which I will. So hey, thanks for reminding me, Jess 19980. Thanks for that. I thought I reviewed all the movies. Apparently I didn't. So thanks a lot. So thank you for your one question. Okay. Let's see. Okay. He's been on here for some time. DJDonnelly. Nice to hear from you again. Your 3 questions are: what would your ideal Predator 3? So basically, what would be my ideas for a third Predator film? Well, first of all, if my idea for a third Predator film, okay, I would like to have which Predator 2 right there, still love it, and I got Danny Glover's Mike Harrigan right there, if you can see him right there, sitting in this corner right there. You can see him right here. My idea would be either bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dutch or Danny Glover as Mike. Have them team up, you know? Since, you know, these two, since, like, the alien race, you know, if you take the idea of Predators, right? In the third Predator movie, actually, yeah. Predators from 2010, you know, they pick all these people to put on their planet, you know, because they're, like, considered the best, right? If you took that idea since technically, if it wasn't for those characters in Predators, technically Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover were the top warriors to outbest and defeat a Predator, you know, right? Kind of like honorably, right? Because Arnold kicked ass and dropped the whole log on him and forced him to self-destruct, right? With doing the Billy laugh, right? And then especially Danny Glover, who did more though, right? Toe-to-toe with the Predator, right? Shotgunning him, spearing, cutting his arm off, and then with the disc inside the ship, and right, just like, that's right, asshole. Shit happens. Love it, right? And especially the Elder Predator saw him worthy enough to give him that old pistol, right? If I were to put my ideal Predator, for a third Predator film, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover team up, since they each have their own encounters, and one against a predator, and the race of predators saw these two mere humans to them kill each of one of their own kind. I would say probably for like a good sporting event, you know, or something like ways to test which one who's the better human to outdo them, right? If you wanted to send them to their planet, like in Predators, right? Yeah, you probably don't want to do the Earth thing like they did for the past two movies because it would probably be dull, but have them make like a test, you know, let's see these are worthy humans to be the top of the best, to outsmart the Predators, to outsmart the race, see if they are the top beings that they were, right? Something like that around there, you know? And Mike, you know, using the gun properly that they butchered up in the shitty Prey movie, that story, he would use that gun and probably use that pistol too, you know? Don't worry, assholes, you'll get another chance. That would be my kind of idea. I would love to see Arnold and Danny Glover team up together because they know about the Predators. They each killed one, basically. Have them join forces to outsmart the Predators, see who's the better race, you know? That would be my ideal, you know? For a Predator film. Because I love both those characters. And they were both badasses at fighting Predators. Even though, to me, I would pick Danny Glover because he did more fighting than Arnold did, technically. But yeah, I would love to see that. So hopefully that's your little ideal for a Predator 3 movie. A real Predator 3 movie. Not Predators, not The Predator, and certainly not Prey. That Indian woman ain't got shit on Mike Harrigan and Dutch. No. And yes, for a Predator film, have no silly ideas, you know, like stupid ideas like in the Predator with the autistic kid that can understand the language perfectly and shoot someone's house and just walk away without facing no consequences, or Sterling K. Brown accidentally blowing off his own head, you know. That's stupid shit. So, that's my idea for a third Predator movie. So your second question is, how would you fix a bad movie like Halloween 5 or Alien 3 to make them better? Please go into detail on what would you do if you were asked to direct them. Well, first of all, with Alien 3, that's easy. Don't do what Alien 3 did. Do what Neil Blomkamp's his version of Alien would have been. You know, once again with Ripley, with Hicks, and Newt and Bishop, even though he was cut in half though, but still, proper way, what Neil Blanca wanted to do. And that's for starters, right? Keep those characters alive. That's number one. Because that was what the first big fuck up they did with Alien 3. Kill those characters off. So first of all, that's number one. Keep those characters that we all like alive. And shit. It was a much easier idea I had with the Predator 3 though, but when it comes to Alien, it's different though. I know I like to keep those characters alive that we all love, right? But then, shit. I would probably be, hey, if the Predator came to Earth, right? Have some. They say if they want to do the Alien 3, have an alien that's snuck on board, right? Probably have one sneak up that was somehow snuck on board and wreak havoc in the city, right? And then somehow, if it was a queen, like they wanted to in the third film, have it reproduce in the big city, you know, like Predator 2, Predator in the big city, right? Like in Los Angeles. That Predator caused a lot of havoc in Los Angeles. Have the same thing do like in like this third Alien movie, right? Have a queen lay eggs. Well, now that'll probably get into Alien versus Predator or Requiem now. Okay, because this is Alien 3, so this will be before Alien versus Predator. Okay, so leave Alien versus Predator because since Alien 3 came out beforehand, let's leave out AVPR first for now. But like have it be in Los Angeles, like in Predator 2, right? And since they're having it with signs of since Ripley knows what's going on, and I would probably have have Hicks. Yeah, what can Newt do, right? Maybe have it some years later, and Newt is a little more grown up, you know, and she can learn to be a fighter, right? And have them work. Well, don't work with Wayland Corp because Burke and aliens tried to use it for weapons, right? But have it something like in a Predator 2 setting, right? Have it kind of like a setup in Predator 2, but do it the right way, better than AVPR, right? Although I will give AVPR did have some ballsy moves they did with that movie. I'll give it that though. Yeah, you say it's kind of sick and grotesque though, but hey, like with the pregnant woman inside him, like that's fucked up. But at the same time, that's pretty ballsy as well, and it was done practical, you know. So AVPR does have a little bit of highlights in that movie though, sprinkled here and there. So having some ballsy something like that, you know. If that's what I do for Alien 3, that's how I would do it best. Do like a Predator 2 style. But have Ripley, Newt, and Hicks. Keep Bishop. He can still function even when he was still in half, though, right? Except have him build a much better body. Have the rest of his body be built. So that's for everything for Alien 3. Now for Halloween 5. For Halloween 5, go with the ending of Halloween 4. Yes, that's what I fix it. That's how I would fix it. For Halloween 5, go with the ending of Halloween 4. Have where they were setting up like Jamie being the next Michael Myers. You want to do the same thing with like Halloween 3, having no Michael Myers in it. That's fine, okay. But it was a cool ending of Halloween. What they did with Halloween 4, having Jamie Lloyd be the next Michael Myers after he stabbed her stepmother, right? Have her be the next Michael Myers, and now she's the one who's possessed by the evil. That's probably the film I would love to have seen, but no. They stupidly ruined that ending with Halloween 5. If I fix a bad movie like Halloween 5, go with the ending of Halloween 4. That'll be another different thing in the series. Oh, but the people will complain, oh, Michael Myers is not in it then. Yeah, they probably have some stupid shit. Like, if they do that, they'd have Jamie Lloyd have to do some stupid shit like in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where Michael Myers sees his freaking mama with a white horse. What if I go with that? Is people going to say, "Oh, is Jamie going to see a vision of Michael Myers now?" But I would try. If I'll go with the ending of Halloween 4. Have Jamie Lloyd be like the next Michael Myers, and not having no vision shit like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And she's the next unstoppable force like Michael Myers was, that Donald Loomis fears. That Dr. Loomis fears. Like he was how he reacted at the ending of Halloween 4, you know? No! 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 So, that's probably how I fix Halloween 5. So then your third question is, do you think cinemas will close down for good and only watch the movies that are on a streaming platform? And also, what are your thoughts on streaming in general? First of all, I'm not really big on streaming anyway. I think what streaming really was huge ever since the pandemic, since COVID hit, right? Ever since COVID hit, you know, things were shut down and people had no choice but to watch it on stream. That's how streaming was a hit, you know, because of that, right? Before all that, the cinemas was making money, bundles of money at the theater the past couple of years before COVID. All the billion-dollar movies that were making, both Star Wars, Marvel, and some other stuff too as well. And this year, Inside Out 2 made over $1 billion, and I guarantee you that Deadpool and Wolverine will make over $1 billion. I mean, 2021, that was also kind of like during the pandemic, and Spider-Man No Way Home made over $1 billion, close to $2 billion actually, close to $2 billion. And then Avatar 2 made $2 billion. Barbie made over $1 billion, same with the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, I don't think cinemas will close down for good because all these films are making billions and billions of dollars. As for the streaming, it was good. It was good what was during the COVID shutdown, okay? That's how all the streaming... That's how Disney Plus was made, because of that, alright? I don't think Disney Plus, to me, didn't exist before COVID did. Maybe it did, but just when COVID was getting started, okay? That was the reason why that all those pluses, you know, like Disney Plus and whatever pluses, right, Paramount Plus, all those pluses were created during the COVID shutdown, okay? Yeah, you can watch stuff now, but people are still going to go to see movies in the theater. That's how they made their money in the first place, you know? Yes, there are exceptions for me, because there are certain movies on Netflix I like, you know, okay? This year, I enjoyed Beverly Hills Cop 4. That was released on Netflix. Spaceman with Adam Sandler, the dramatic sci-fi film with Adam Sandler, that was released on Netflix. So there are certain exceptions for me for streaming, if it's especially for Netflix. I don't want to give Disney my money going on Disney Plus, okay? Because Disney sucks nowadays. It does, with all their woke and political incorrectness and all that stuff. The PC bullshit and the wokeness and the LGBTQ stuff, you know. That's why their animated films were flopping, like Lightyear and Strange World, because had two different sexes the same sex kissing each other. Like Lightyear did in Strange World. No one wants to see that. Do you think little kids want to see that, right? Why do you think those films bombed? That's why a lot of times Disney sucks nowadays. But yeah, my thoughts on streaming in general, it's not for me, okay? Yes, I'd rather go see movies in theaters because it's great escapism. It's a hobby, right? That's where you go to see the movies. It's for fun. Yeah, instead of just, you can sit at home and get it right there on your screen, on your TV, right? To me, it's the joy, whether it's seeing whether it's good films or bad films, right? Either good or bad films, it's good to see it, watching the big screen, because that's where you want to go out to enjoy. It's fun escapism. So I don't think cinemas will close down. I don't think cinemas will close down anytime soon. And my thoughts on streaming is not for me, though. Although, like I said, there is a very few exceptions on Netflix for me. So, but those are your 3 questions. Thank you for your questions, DJDonnelly. Thank you for those. And so the next one, here's this one question for, well, it's not a question, he's just asking for himself, so, but I'll say it anyway. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire fan, 9469. He says he's super excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It's not really a question though, but he's just telling himself he's excited for the movie. But if you want to say, hey, I'll look forward to it, because I enjoyed the first two movies. Jim Carrey knocked out of the park as Dr. Robotnik. James Marsden I like though. Ben Schwartz, he was great as the voice of Sonic. Idris Elba, I thought he was an interesting choice as voicing Knuckles. And so I look forward to Sonic 3. I just hope it doesn't disappoint. Because sometimes there's eventually going to be a sequel that screws up though. But I hope Sonic 3 doesn't do that. And fans wanted Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog, and they got that. So I definitely look forward to that. But it's not a question. He was asking himself that he's excited for it though. But I look forward to it anyway. Next is Cole Warner Reviews 5834. Cole Warner Reviews 5834. Yes. Your questions are: could you do a video of the top 10 movies you hate everyone else loves? I could do that, but it's gonna take me a while because there's a lot of films that I don't like that people enjoy though, right? There is a lot of movies that I don't like but people love though. So I can do a video of that, but I'll have to take my time on it because there's a lot of films I just don't like and people enjoy. So I can do a video on that though, but for some time later. But I'll have to have to make my list and see what films I really don't like that people like. Anyway, number 2. Have you seen any movie reviews on YouTube from Don C. Corleone? He's one of the best movie reviewers on YouTube, and his epic rant on the Uwe Boll movie Postal is as hilarious. Check out that rant. Okay. I never heard of Don G. Corleone, because other movie reviewers I do enjoy watching is OCP Communications. Rambo Rat for Life is one of them that I really do enjoy. He's the one I've been watching the most for how many years now? For over 15 or so, probably close to 20 years now, because he redid his account in 2010. So yeah, probably ever since then. So to me, Rambo Rat for Life is one of the better movie reviewers. But I'll check out his channel and I'll check out his review. If he's thinking that his rant on Postal from Uwe Boll is hilarious, which I would not be surprised, because everything that most of Uwe Boll's movies is hilarious. They're not meant to be comedies though, but they're so bad it's supposed to be hilarious. But to me, he's just a shitty director in general. He made probably 1 or 2 decent movies he did. The rest of his movies is nothing but shit. So I'll check out his channel. I'll check out his review on that film. And your third question is thoughts on Gamera Guardian of the Universe 1995 and its 2 sequels. Have you seen them apart from the Gamera Heisei trilogy? Are those some of my favorite movies of all time? Those are the movies were from the same director of Godzilla movie GMNK 2001. Perfectly honest, I've never seen any of the Gamera movies. I know about him. He's kind of like he's the giant turtle. It's kind of like the side monster from Godzilla, right? Gamera. I know of the character. I never probably watched any of the movies, honestly. But if one of them is from the director of GMNK, which GMNK to me is one of the better Godzilla movies. I like the idea of an undead Godzilla, wreaking havoc. I enjoy GMNK. GMK, yeah. If it's one of the the director of that movie, I'll look into it. But like I said, I've never watched any of the Gamera movies, honestly. Just being honest, But Cole Warner Reviews 5834. Thank you for your questions. Okay, the next one is Joe Allen 8754. Your questions are: what happened with the DVD updates? I mean, you don't do that anymore. Which that's a good question too, because sorry to say this, but downstairs in the back room, which I've done some videos in where you sold my shelves of DVDs, right? Well, thing is though, my mom wanted to clean that whole back room out for do a couple things, and I took all my DVDs down and shelves and put them in storage, except for some DVDs that I want to watch though, except for those. But that bathroom is such a clusterfuck right now. So much junk in there still. Like, we want to take stuff out, but my mom keeps putting stuff in there, you know? And I haven't bought any DVDs because until that room gets sorted out and DVDs are back the way they are, you know, because mom eventually has to install cabinets in there for my DVDs to put in, right? Until then, I haven't bought any DVDs because until everything gets sorted out again, I just want to buy DVDs that's probably going to sit up in my room collecting dust, you know? But I did recently do an anime Blu-ray update. I really did that. I did that recently. So. But I am sorry for that, though, man, because until that room gets cleaned out and get it done properly, and then bring all my DVDs back from storage, I got tubs upon tubs of DVDs because it's a whole library, you know? So that's why I haven't bought DVD updates, because I haven't bought any recently, and quite some time because of that, you know? That room has been sitting like a clusterfuck for months now. And I would like to rearrange everything again. So I do apologize for that. But I did recently do a big anime update, because I haven't done that in a while too, so you can check that out if you want to. So your second question is, I know you like doing rant videos, but it would be nice for you hardly do rant videos about any movie you review, and be more positive about any movies that you have like or love. I mean, I like doing rants because they're fun to do, and especially express my hatred for those films. But there are some positive movie reviews I've done recently. I mean, I reviewed the first Expendables movie, which, of course, those are going to turn into rants when I review the sequels. But I reviewed Beverly Hills Cop 4, which I surprisingly enjoyed. A while ago, not that long ago, I reviewed some of the Jim Carrey movies like Dumb and Dumber and The Mask and Ace Ventura. I reviewed the Universal Soldier, first two ones. I really enjoyed those movies. So, yeah, I know that I can shoot videos I choose to do rants though, but they're fun to do. So like I say, express my hatred for those films. But if I do positive reviews, I can do whenever I can. But just like I said, like Circus says, if I have, because most of my DVDs are in storage, so I can't really hold the DVDs with me, you know. So, but I did some of those positive reviews for a while ago, but since I reviewed the first Expendables film, I'm going to do the sequels, and I'm not really going to enjoy doing those because they're going to be rants. So, sorry if I do more rants, but you know, I try to do more positive reviews whenever I can. Like I said, the first Expendables I enjoy, the Universal Soldier first two movies I enjoyed, Beverly Hills Cop 4 I just reviewed that. I enjoyed that movie. So, I try to do my positive reviews though, but if they're rants, they're rants. It's not like, I mean, then what can I do? It's my own channel, though. I can do what I want, though. But just like, if they're gonna be rants, they're gonna be rants, because especially they're fun to do, and a lot of people like to express like, "Hey, good job on that rant," you know. So, anyway, then your third question is, it'll sound silly, but do you wish they would make more dinosaur movies that isn't Jurassic World or other crappy dinosaur movies? Well, I wish they would kind of make different dinosaur films that's not a Jurassic Park movie right now though. But so I know we're getting a fourth one that stars Scarlett Johansson. Great, you know, Scarlett Johansson in the Jurassic Park franchise. Yeah, that's gonna do great. But a different dinosaur film. I mean, if they do, they're gonna compare it to like any comparison to the Jurassic Park movies. I mean, if they do, they'll probably do crappy ones like the sci-fi ones, or I mean, I like the Carnosaur films, but I would do like to see different dinosaur horror films. I like that if they'd be any good. But the Jurassic Park franchise is making a lot of money from those movies, so, and we're gonna get another one coming out next year, so. Oh well. But Joe Allen 8754, thank you for your questions anyway. And so I'm gonna stop right here. So yeah, this is gonna go into another part because otherwise I'm gonna take probably like 2 hours doing this. I don't want to do this all in one video. So this is gonna be the end of the first part right here. So for the ones I answer your questions in this video, thank you for your questions, and so stay tuned for part 2, and we'll see you on that part, and we'll see you next time in part 2. So for the ones I say your name in this video, thank you for your questions. I do appreciate them anyway. So see you in part 2 of the Q&A.